Hello, I'm a guy that likes to talk about music, and today I want to talk about a Billy Joel song that's not very well known. It's one he did in the 80s. It's called This Night. It's kind of a doo-wop song. It begins with a do, 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 but it's not pure doo-wop. It's like a mixture of doo-wop and soul. So it's got that old-time rock and roll sound to it. The chorus goes, "This night is mine. It's only you and I. Tomorrow is such a long time away. This night we are together," or something like that. It's kind of a good song. It's not one of my favorites, but it happened to be playing in my head this morning. I prefer the live version, though. He did a live album called 2000 Years, the Millennium Concert, and I like the version on that one. But anyway, this was originally on the Innocent Man album, released in 1983, and that was a big album in its day. That's the one that had Tell Her About It and Uptown Girl and The Longest Time. And the entire album was meant to be a homage or tribute to the music of the early 1960s, the soul and rhythm and blues music of the 60s, and the doo-wop of the late 50s. Like The Longest Time was, of course, a doo-wop song, and Uptown Girl was inspired by Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. My favorite song was An Innocent Man, and that was supposed to be inspired by Benny King and the soul ballads. And This Night was mostly inspired by Little Anthony and the Imperials. Little Anthony and the Imperials were a vocal group that probably most famous for Tears on My Pillow, Tears on My Pillow, pain in my heart caused by you. Of course, my introduction to that song was actually Sha Na Na, for anybody who remembers Sha Na Na. But here's where it gets interesting, is that it was also influenced by another artist, Beethoven. Part of the music of this song was taken from one of Beethoven's sonatas. And, Billy Joel even gives Beethoven songwriting credit. It makes it look like Billy Joel and Beethoven wrote a song together. And it'll make you think, wait a minute, Beethoven's still alive? He wrote a song with Billy Joel, didn't he? So I guess he is still alive. Yeah, I think it's really neat that he gave Beethoven songwriting credit because, this is not the first time or only time that a rock artist took music from Beethoven or some other classical composer and put it in their own song. They just usually don't give credit to the composers. So that's This Night, the This Night song. It's taking Beethoven and combining it with a doo-wop. That just sounds like the most Billy Joel thing to do. One thing I always think about whenever I hear this song, it always reminds me of that movie When Harry Met Sally. Like there's that line in there, wasn't ready for romance. Didn't we promise we would only be friends? And that's only partially why it reminds me of that movie. But actually, that's kind of a subject in its own, and I'm kind of running behind here. So maybe next time. Didn't we